¿Qué es lo que? Vamos a empezar a meter mano. Vamos a empezar a meter mano porque ustedes no están en esto.
Estoy casi largando.
Ya hasta yo me estoy casi yendo porque me tienen desesperado. Vamos a empezar a meter mano. Oh.
Kevin Harlan here along with analysts Greg Anthony and Steve Smith. And we'll be hearing from D.A. along the sideline all game long. It's the Chicago Bulls facing the Dallas Mavericks. Now let's take a look at the Bulls opening lineup. Stoudemire out there with Nowitzki. Then it's Iverson. Then it's Stockton. And it's Rodman in at the small forward. Stockton outside. Nowitzki a screen. To the paint. And on opening night, every team starts from scratch, Steve. That has a lot of people optimistic at this time of the year. Teams that favored coming into the season and teams that may not be looked upon very favorably.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, a lot of these teams, they look at it, maybe didn't have the season they wanted the previous season, maybe because of injuries, or maybe they just didn't gel. So as an organization, a fan base, you're excited in opening day. And then there are some teams, Kevin, that you look in and you go, we don't even have a chance, but let me just pretend like it that we have a chance, and hopefully they can make a trade throughout the year.
And so here is Dallas after the miss from Allen Iverson. Clock at 6. Kuzi passes to Maravich, and he comes up with the deuce.
And that's his strongest trait, the unselfishness from Kuzi. Fantastic at realizing when one of his guys has an opportunity for a clean look.
Nowitzki kicks to Stoudemire. Over Mutombo. A shot by Stoudemire, no good. The Mavericks have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. West outside. Picked by West. Here's Kuzi. And it's off from three-point range. Outside, Rodman. Poke loose, and that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. Now it's ended down to David Aldridge, who was able to talk with Rick Carlisle.
Well, Kevin, they're going to keep it simple tonight. He wants to run everything through the low post. He told me, physically, we're the stronger team, and we need to use that strength to our benefit. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Chicago making a switch here. Amir Johnson's checked in for Stoudemire. Jabari Parker comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. Tobias Harris is checked in for Rodman. And Kerr's subbed in for John Stockton.
Last season, the Bulls only won 27 games, but they showed a lot of promise. Hoiberg finally had a roster that could play up-tempo offense, a free-flowing style. That's how he coached in college.
No good from Gibson. The Bulls have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Iverson kicks to Harris. Johnson sets the screen for Harris. Over Kukoc. He nails it, and we're tied up.
Nice bucket. The polished inside game. Something Harris relies on.
Outside Gibson. Knocks it loose. It's stolen by Kerr. Inside, Iverson. And it's good on the assist by Parker.
And defensively, this is a nightmare. He's already on a roll.
Well, obviously, this was the strategy coming in. Feed him the rock and let him go to work.
Kerr against Bibby. Andrew with the screen. Bibby kicks to Kukoc. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Amir Johnson. That's his first foul. And that'll be Dallas as it goes out of bounds. Mavericks retain possession. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. It's the Bulls leading by just 2. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. So far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Bulls?
So far, they've been active, scoring the basketball, built up a little lead here, and looking good.
The play calling has been perfect, backed up by beautiful execution. They've certainly captured the moment in that first quarter.
So for Chicago right now, we've got Parker. Iverson is out there with Kerr. Then it's Amir Johnson, and it's Harris in at the 3, the small forward. Now, here is Bibby. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Landry against Johnson. Baseline jumper. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Dallas shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. That free throw missing. Now, Steve, to play in the NBA, you need to be in peak shape. Talk about your diet and workout regimen back when you were in the game.
I will give myself an A+ for workout regimen back in the day, Kevin.
Wow.
And then that diet part, I would say C-.
That was a D.
Yeah, you got it right. I would say a D. I try to give myself a little credit and say C-. I would say I love to see right now the cross workouts right now with guys doing Pilates, yoga, swimming. They're trying different things. He has great instincts on the offensive end. He's tough to contain.
Mutombo sets a screen. Here's Kuzi. Sweet little floater.
I tell you, Kuzi is pretty crafty down there on the block. Has that sense of how to score in traffic.
Stockton kicks to Rodman. Screen by Parker. Pass to Stockton. 1:41 left in the first half. And Parker gets it to go. The assist by Stockton. Parker's got the lead up to 6 now for the Bulls. And it's the Mavericks with the ball. That's tipped. And here comes the break. Here's Stockton. Lays it in off the breakaway. Stockton's got 4 points in the quarter.
And you love seeing Stockton get going defensively. Terrific at using his hands there to come up with steals.
And the Mavericks call time here. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
And the Mavericks making a change here. West is checked in, and the Bulls making a change also. Stoudemire's checked in. .110 left in the first half of basketball. West passes to Stojakovic. Dallas moving it around. 5 to shoot. West a screen on Kerr. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to go on Steve Kerr.
And Mutombo, a defensive force, a long, intelligent player who plays well on both ends of the floor.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Shooting 2.
That one is off. Well, it feels quite a while ago that the Bulls put up 72 wins in a regular season.
Well, the Warriors beat that mark 2 decades later, and that was a few years ago. But give the Bulls credit. They've been trying to put together a contender. It's just kind of hard to find another Michael Jordan.
Tony Kukoc, he's checked in for Dallas. Maravich comes in for Bibby. He hits the second from the line.
And working, Kevin, themselves to...
Pidieron un cambio.
The line here in the second, a nice way to get your offense going.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. And this matchup with Dallas, it's their first meeting of the season.
And one of the few bright spots of their last season was sweeping the season series in this matchup.
Laughter is the only thing that'll keep you sane. And this world is crying more and more every day. Don't let evil get you down in this madness spinning round and round. I want you to live forever underneath the sky so blue. Some people say faith
going to be stolen, I think, with the doctor. Yes, he's got it. Here he comes. Ray rocked the baby to sleep and slammed.
Like it's Christmas Day. Sing me a song. Sing me a melody.
Ball to Magic. Oh, what a backdoor play. Bounce the ball to Jones, who scored. Only Magic makes 5 seconds to go. Magic with a hook shot. Scores with 2.
Live forever underneath the sky so blue.
Berg steals it. Johnson, way up Boston. 1 second left.
From 3.
And out. Larry Bird. A 3-point shot with Bird. Larry fake. Fall away. Hits it. All right. Oh, a spectacular move by Michael Jordan. Showtime for Mr. Young. Inbound pass comes into Jordan. Here's Michael at the foul line. A shot on Elo. Good! The Bulls win! They win it! Michael Jordan hits it at the foul line.
Take courage when the road is long. Don't ever forget you.
Here's Isaiah. Let's see what we got. All the way up. Go!
Live forever underneath the
Hardaway drives in, is fouled and counted. He'll go to the line.
I want you.
Miller for 3, and he got it. Reggie Miller with a clutch tray, and it's 105-102. And a steal. Miller retreats to the 3-point line and hits again. Tiger back inside the Carmelo. Tomahawk jam! Yeah, baby! Pull-up jumper by Barkley falls. Yes! Akeem Olajuwon with a gorgeous move.
Live forever.
Bryant to shot! Garnett to the wing. Puts it in at the buzzer. Good by Lewis. Iverson.
And as we have a moment now, let's take a look at the three-pointer to two-pointer shot ratio here in the postseason for the Bulls. The Bulls leading by 7. Stockton kicks to Nowitzki. Back to Stockton. Nowitzki a screen. Nowitzki with the screen on Maravich. Here's Iverson. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling now.
And Dirk Nowitzki gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. The Mavericks have gone 2 of 4 at the free throw line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. Taj Gibson's checked in for Mutombo. And the Bulls making a change here as well. Johnson's checked in. No good on the second free throw. The Bulls leading by 8. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Stoudemire dishes to Stockton. The drive by Iverson. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark.
And when you can't hold for the last possession, that's what you want to try and do.
Patience and execution. You need both here. We'll see what they run.
Gibson the screen. 3-pointer. Kukoc. A 3-pointer is right on target. Kukoc has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Bulls lead by 5. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, your assessment of how your team played in that first...
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. It was a closely contested first quarter for Chicago. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. And guys, for the Bulls, Kenny, what do you think?
They were really efficient on offense. Shared the basketball well, great shot selection. That accounted for a high field goal percentage in the first half.
And looking at Dallas, Shaq, your thoughts?
This second half is gut check time for the defense. Allowing over 60% shooting is weak sauce. Weak barbecue sauce, weak Butterfinger sauce, weak sauce, period. The coach needs a light fire under these guys. If you don't want to do it, I'll do it, Ernie.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. We've seen Allen Iverson really have a great game.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him. A scoring machine here in that first half.
Defensively coming in, you know he's going to be tough to stop, but I'm still waiting to see a plan to even contain him.
The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. Steve, we know plenty of NBA players who are still inconsistent at the free throw line. Just how much of a skill issue is free throw shooting and how much is mental?
You know, I think for a lot of guys that are up in size, just being able to shoot the basketball. I tried it shooting a volleyball when your hands are so big, and that is tough. And that's a skill. But then I see a lot of guys mentally, you can tell is bothering them because they change their routine from year after year. They keep finding different ways. They have to get comfortable, put in the work, and just stick to it. I think they go to too many different these shooting coaches saying, I have a quick fix. And usually it doesn't work, the quick fix.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the court for the Mavericks. West is out there with Mutombo. Then there's Stojakovic. Then there's Mirovic. And it's Kuzi at the point guard position. Bibby checked in for Dallas. Parker's checked in for the Bulls. Bulls on D. Stojakovic kicks to Bibby. Shot clock at 6. And it's Stojakovic missing.
Uh-oh, he misses the bunny. I think he thought somebody was coming over to contest it.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Bibby passes to West. They get a hand on it, and stolen by Stockton. And he finishes the break with a lay-in. Stockton's got his third basket of the night.
And coming out of halftime, Coach said they wanted to start fast. How's 4 for 4?
Dallas calls timeout.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
You know, for the most part, their perimeter D is holding up, but they might have to sacrifice some of that to close down the lane.
If they hating, got a price to pay. California on my license plate. Last year they ain't even like the bet. Had to get it on my own. I can really get it on my own. You can even get it on the phone. I be ain't gon' stop me, no. But
Dallas making a switch here. Gibson's checked in. And Chicago also making a switch. Steve Kerr's checked in for Iverson. 90 seconds now into the second half. Maravich dishes to Mutombo. And Dirk Nowitzki gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. Tony Kukoc, he's checked in for Stojakovic. And a change for the Bulls. Harris is checked in. Passes it to Kukoc. Mutombo is screen on Harris. Parker with the steal. And another fast break for Chicago. Bulls running. It's Chicago with another bucket.
And getting out in transition has been a big part of this run that they're on.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Maravich against Stockton. Here's Gibson. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
You know, throughout his career, Taj Gibson has proven to be a valuable role player. Pretty good on both ends of the floor. Can do a little bit of everything.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
That free throw missing. Chicago making some changes. Amir Johnson's checked in for Nowitzki. And Iverson's subbed in for Steve Kerr. And he sinks the second. Here's Stockton. He's got 6. Pass to Iverson. Johnson with a screen on Maravich. And it's Chicago scoring again.
And everything they're attempting is going in. Tremendous run here in the third.
Something went on in that locker room. They've come out aggressive, but also extremely focused.
Amare Stoudemire. He's checked in for Johnson. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Kukoc pass to Bibby. Kukoc against Parker. Mutombo is screen on Parker. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jabari Parker. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. The Mavericks have missed 4 of their 8 free throws up to this point. Things not really going their way at the line yet.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
That's good from Kukoc. Kukoc hits them both. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. On the wing, Harris. Kuzi with the rebound.
And the defense daring him to shoot that. Good plan right there.
Knocked loose. 4 seconds left. And it's Stockton getting it to go. Stockton's got 8 points.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
With this big of a deficit in the score, you think the losing team would be playing harder. Nope, the opposite.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Bulls out front as they end the third quarter on a 15-3 run. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, you also have the location of the pass. Puts it right where it needs to be, where his man can do something with it.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. On the court for the Bulls, getting this fourth quarter started. Stockton is out there with Iverson. Then it's Stoudemire. Then there's Tobias Harris. And it's Rodman in at the 3 spot. Kukoc against Stockton. Kicks to Harris. Shoots a fader. The basket is good. The assist from Stockton. Stockton's got assist number 5 here tonight. There's a real art, isn't there, Steve, to drawing charges? Who are some of the best at doing that you see now on a game-to-game basis?
You know, DeMarcus Cousins stands out because he's a center. You're used to seeing centers block shots.
Right.
But he can get in position and take charges. Draymond Green loves to take charges. Kemba Walker does it from the point guard position. Marcus Smart, Patrick Beverly. Those are some of the names, and the list goes on and on.
And those guys are tough guys, too. They have a toughness, grit factor about them.
Yeah, you got to have that, Kevin, if you're going to bounce your head off the floor.
And the foul on Amari Stoudemire. That'll be his second foul of the game. For star players, even after a loss, Steve, they're asked to give press conferences after the games. Talk about how difficult that is for a player in the moments after a very difficult defeat.
This is where you have to use your teammates and obviously your PR guys around the team to help you and obviously gather yourself before you get a chance to go in there because it's tough. You're running high with emotions and sometimes the wrong type of emotions.
Yes.
But also, Kevin, would love to see on the media side, there are some questions I just don't agree with. I think you should get a yellow card. You ask a dumb question, and if you get a red card, you can't ask any more questions for that series.
I think you'd be handing me cards after everything I say. I'd rather be piling cards in front of
Kevin,
me.
Not at all.
Kerr against Harper. Just 5 to shoot. Mahorn, a screen on Harper. Here's Kerr. Here's Johnson. Goes up again. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And that versatility that Johnson offers has a huge upside. He's mobile and strong enough that he can defend either front court position, and that's a great tool for any team to have.
No good on that one. So he comes up empty at the line. Well, Steve, we've just come out of the first year where we saw legislation from the NBA about resting players. How do you feel about the new rules so far?
You know, I like them. I love that when you start to see these teams that were resting players on national televised games. But I think overall, just resting players. I think our contract says that we play 82 games. unless you're injured. And if a guy is injured, you understand. But I love the new rules that was implemented.
I agree.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Bulls.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
Kerr against Harper. Kerr with it. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Jabari, looks like you're getting back in stride, and you have certainly had adversity with the knee injuries the last few years. How have you been able to battle through them?
It's been tough, to tell you the truth, but, you know, the race is not won to the swift, but the one to endure, so I'm trying to keep that motive.
You have certainly endured and thrived, Jabari. Thanks for your time. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it for the first game of the NBA season. For Greg Anthony, David Aldridge, Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you later.